Hello, and welcome back. Today I have a different video. I have to say this would be a bit about banknote auctions, and of course, most of us, when we start our hobby, we go uh, where it's relatively cheap and easy to buy banknotes. It either will be in some local fair or it will be in the main banknote auction sites of eBay or Delcampe. Any one of these would be normally the first starting point. But you'll see quickly that if you start really collecting more expensive banknotes or even specializing in specific countries, that you would have to rely on big auction houses, which would have, of course, more expensive banknotes, but also the rarest banknotes at a better price than eBay, because eBay will have also a ton of other banknotes more expensive side, but they will be extremely overpriced there. So you'll need to rely on sites that provide auctions. And I'm gonna go through my choice of auctions that I normally attend or participate in, and what to look for, and and exactly what to do there. So basically, it's important to point out that normally for this kind of auctions, you have the option of going on site. Now during COVID time is a bit different, but you have the option to go on site normally and bid on site, or you have the option to bid on the live bidding through the internet or by even by mail. Although I guess this is not so much anymore. And if you are also relatively rich, you can also have a mail by telephone live. But let's put the fact and let's cover here that we are doing this normally by live internet bidding. First thing is you will need to register. Some audits will impose limits on you. When I say limits, is they will say that you can only bid if you are an unknown customer. The first time that you're participating, they will say that you cannot bid more than 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 US dollars or euros. Of course, once you are a known customer, you'll get to higher limits, and you can actually just speak directly with the auction house and say what limit you want to have. Interestingly enough, once you are a good client, basically they will even send you the items that you want even before you paid it. So basically, they would just dispatch it immediately after the auction is over. And I mean, sometimes I receive some banknotes that I didn't even pay for, and these are quite large amounts of money. Anyway, the big auction sites and the ones of my favorites is the first one is Spink, and Spink here is of course an auction house based in England, very well known, very historic, founded in 1666. They are specialized in all kinds of collectibles. And you'll see here that they're in the UK, but they also have a Spink in the US, Switzerland, China, and Singapore. Although UK and China, Hong Kong are where most of the auctions take place. You'll have different departments: stamps, coins, banknotes, medals, bonds, and shares, autographs, etc., etc. Of course, banknotes is the one that we are concentrating on. They have basically the best, by far, the best selection of banknotes normally, also the most expensive one. So you'll have very good banknotes, especially if you are into independence or British former British colonies or British currency. Also, British dependencies, they are the way to go. They also have a lot of specimens, color trials, and whatnot. So basically, all the big auctions that they have will normally have very limited normal pick numbers. It will be mostly about exotic stuff, but they also start to create this Pink Live, which is basically I would say a low cost version of Spink, where you have only live auctions, and these are, for example, for banknotes, and this will be have banknotes that are a bit more accessible. Um, you'll see here you'll have nothing really really cheap, but you see here, for example, the next one is going to take place on the 26th of October, and you'll see here what you get. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Normally, estimated price is not really the starting bid. Starting bid will be a bit lower, but yeah, they're normally right on track. If it doesn't go into this value, normally it goes over in the end. So keep in mind for that. Though here, this one is actually pretty cheap. Yeah, so this is also a nice option because normally Spink will have bigger auctions like 4 times a year, and then these e-auctions are now happening on a monthly basis. And from that, we go into Heritage. That's the largest numismatic auctioneer in the world. That's in the US. They have weekly currency auctions or banknotes of the world. They will have one for world banknotes and the other one for US currency. So they have like I said, every week on the nights between Tuesday and Wednesday, they will have these auctions. Normally, they will have around 200 banknotes. It's e-auctions. It's quite interesting stuff. Normally, everything is graded. In this one, also in Spink, that's also a trend. Everything is starting to be graded. And then also a few times a year, they have like big auctions with other currency there is not so normal to happen. It's not as expensive or stuff as in Spink, but you'll see here the next one is actually 9 days, and you have like I said, normally graded stuff. So current bid for this one is, for example, Australia 6B is $15,000, or this one 20,000. So there will be a lot of expensive banknotes, but you also find other ones a bit less expensive. So $500 this one. Well, it depends on your pockets. Here, of course, it comes from the US. So if you live in Europe, you are, well, now actually like Spink, you are expected, you'll be paying for sure import charges on these. So you need to be careful. Nowadays, especially Heritage sends it by FedEx, and they will already do the import duties for you. So you can expect another 20 to 30% import charges on top of the price that you are paying here. Heritage, nevertheless, has another site, which is Heritage Europe. This one doesn't have so many auctions. I think the way the website is actually very bad. They do have a few times a year, I think 3 times a year or 2 times a year, some banknote auction. Normally very large amount, specialized a lot on the Netherlands and Dutch dependencies, but you'll find some nice stuff also in there. Like I said, it will be like 3,000 or 4,000 banknotes. Normally, like I said, nice stuff there. And this one is in the Netherlands, so you will not pay any taxes. There's also now the option with Heritage in the US to actually send the stuff to the Netherlands, and then you pay a fixed fee and not import duties. But I haven't tried that one yet. And here, like I said, like it's twice a year. It's not really that well announced. So you see here, it's not really announced yet when it's going to be the next one. But yeah, it's also worth taking a look into this. So it's Heritage Europe. It's basically the same Heritage, but they have some branch in the Netherlands that does this. For Germany, basically there's a lot of German and Austrian auction houses. Well, the one that I used more all this time is Gatner. They do have auctions 4 times a year. They'll send you a book home. Prices are so and so. A lot of German selection, of course, German and German dependencies, but also world banknotes are interesting. I started using this because I used to buy banknotes in a shop that was bought by Gatner. Last audit actually took place 2 days ago, and you can see here. You can put this in English afterwards. Aktuellen Option. Yes, so 51. So we can open here, and it will give you also, well, this one it's already over, but it will also already give you the list of what is there to bid. Here, normally I bid by pre-bid, but you can also do it live through something that I'll show you later. Next, I'll have Cats. Cats is a Russian auction house. Prices will be in US dollars. They have interesting stuff, but the grading it's off a bit, so you have to be careful with the grading that they say the Banknote House. And the other point that is a bit bad here is that they take forever to ship the banknotes. You'll get them eventually, but it can take 1 to 2 months from you purchasing them until you get them at your home. The good thing is that you will, if you're living in Europe, you will not pay any customs duties, although these are Russian. It's a Russian house. Basically, everything is sent from the Czech Republic, from Prague, and yeah, so just there. Of course, here the biggest highlights will be Russian banknotes and ex-Russian, ex-Soviet republics. Of course, Czech, Slovak, and Slovak banknotes are also nice, and of course, dependencies of Russia. Last but not the least, and I think this is for everyone, there's a few websites like this, but bidderbdr is the one that I use a lot. Uh, it lists basically all auctions happening. It's mostly still coins and not so much banknotes, but different auction houses will have different offers. And you normally see here from the city where this is taking place. So this is the US. Saxon Bauer is also a big company, so Heritage US, and then you have Madrid in Spain, San Marino, Slovenia, Austria. I have Colombia, yeah, Monaco, Barcelona, etc., etc. And here, basically, every time that you choose one, let's just say Leo Numismatic in Zurich, okay, you need to log in. We're not going to do that. But basically, you can see what this auction has in terms of banknotes, and you can do live bidding from here, or it will basically tell you how you can live bid by. They will have a link there that you say, okay, here you need to register on this side. You can live bid from here. Yeah, and these are my tips. Of course, I do use other auction sites, but I think this is already good enough for you. Of course, if you live in other parts of the world, India, China, etc., I don't have so much information of auction companies there, and probably you need to use different yeah, search engine. But I think this is pretty good for, especially for Europe, America's overview of where you can get interesting banknotes. Hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Bye.